There we go. Thank you so much, Sylvia. So you've obviously been on our calls before because you knew exactly what I was going to ask. So thank you. So hopefully you guys will be able to use that as we meditate tonight, which is trying to find who you really are, which you can only do when your mind is still, sitting with yourself, seeing your own thoughts so that you can actually find your real self. And that can only happen in meditation. So with regards to our guide, with regards to our teaching today, the schedule. First, we're going to do our wisdom talk as always, followed by a candlelight, and then meditation, our guided meditation, followed by spreading loving kindness, and then Q&A at the end. So I always recommend people to stay at the end for Q&A because you're going to learn so much from other people's questions. So please do stay for that. About our monk Jackie, who will be guiding us tonight. So Monk Jackie ordained in 2014 after getting his BBA. He's currently in his 9th year as a monk. And then he pretty much found his life goal, which is to live the life of a monk and then practice meditation, sharing his knowledge and wisdom with all of us. So without further ado, let me invite Monk Jackie to the floor. In addition, one other thing I forgot to mention, because we do have people that join us from all around the world, we always like to find out where you're from. So if you can put your city, state, and country on the chat, we would really appreciate that. All right, thank you so much. Oh, people from all over. Mexico City, Singapore. Wow, this is definitely becoming a global experience here. So cool. Thank you so much. It's amazing how we can all just be meditating together, united under the same moon, even though we're from all over the world. So cool. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. All right. We've got many people from the US as well. Okay, thank you, guys. So looking forward to tonight's meditation. Awesome. Okay, so Monk Jackie. We're ready for you, Venerable. Ask again.
So, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me well? Yes? Okay, I see some noddings. Good morning. It's morning time here in Thailand, so it's evening time over there in the US. So, good evening to all of us, and welcome to our March full moon meditation. Once a month, we gather together to clean our mind if you're not already doing it every day. It is a great opportunity, a great occasion to come together on this full moon night, a whole moon to come together as a whole, as a team, doing good things together, cleaning our mind together, brightening our minds together, just like how the moon is brightening the sky, even though it's nighttime, right? Okay. So before we begin our meditation today, I'd like to share with you a little bit about what meditation does and how it could help with what we do actually in our lives. In meditation, first we need to understand this part. Okay. In order to progress in meditation, we need to practice correctly and consistently. Only two of these things will help you progress in meditation so much. All right. Practicing correctly, first one, means to be relaxed in your meditation. That's it. Who here is able to sit relaxingly when you meditate? Can I see some hands, please? Sylvia. I see B. I see some people in Georgia, also in Azusa. All right. Okay, a lot of hands showing up now. Thank you so much. Okay. Relaxation, being relaxed, being comfortable is the heart of meditation. If you want your meditation to keep growing, to go deeper, to find more and more happiness inside, then you need to keep that heart of meditation beating, just like how our heart is beating. Like we're still living and we're still growing. We have to find what gives us that feeling of relaxation, right? If, for example, some people in Georgia right now are sitting on a cushion on the floor, if that's good for them, then that's the right place to meditate, right? Some people are sitting on a chair, like some of us in Azusa as well, and at home. If that feels good for you, that feels right, that's perfect for meditation. That's really good. Now, the second part to it is to get the mind to be relaxed as well, once your body is already comfortable. If the mind thinks of many things all around, usually it's working. And that sometimes causes it to tire, and it gains fatigue without us even knowing. But if you're able to release all of those thoughts, all the burdens on the mind, things about responsibilities, all these things, right? Let it go for now. Just to let the mind be taken care of more during this time. Rest your mind, relax your mind. Take good care of it. It's your very, very important asset that you have. Okay? Relax your body, rest your mind. Feel that relaxation. And just be constant with that relaxation. Keep it going constantly. That's how you're going to progress in meditation. As simple as that. Sometimes though, when we sit and relax, we do have some thoughts that would come into our meditation. And that consistent, sometimes we think that it would stop, right? But not exactly. If we start to lose that relaxation of the body and the mind, simply readjust. And bring yourself back to that balance point. That point of contentment, that point of relaxation once again. This repetition, if you're feeling good right now, and you have wandering thoughts a few, maybe a long moments later, bring it back to being relaxed and comfortable. And if it goes off again, bring it back. If it goes off again, bring it back. This is also considered as consistency, right? There are two types of consistency. One is to go long, and one is to bring it back often. This will also help you grow in your meditation. Not just trying to keep it constant. If there's any questions about this, please feel free to ask me afterwards, all right? But don't try in your meditation. You have to be relaxed and comfortable, okay? When you breathe, you don't just breathe once, right? You have to breathe constantly, meaning in and out, in and out. If not, then we won't be able to keep breathing, pretty much that, right? Okay, that's that. Practice correctly and consistently. Very, very important. This is going to help us all with our daily lives, right? When we have to work, when we have responsibilities to get to, when we have goals to meet in life. Sometimes we work, and we forget to sharpen the axe. In order to cut the tree down proficiently, the axe always needs to be sharpened, right? If you cut a tree down with a dull axe, then it doesn't really work that well. Same thing when we work, when we do our responsibilities. If our mind is clouded, if our mind is filled with a lot of commotions or is occupied, then sometimes we can't really think as clearly as we can Meditation will help us clean our mind and sharpen our mind to go about our task even more proficiently as well. So this will help all of us if we have tasks, if we have responsibilities that we have to do, to help it become more successful with ease. Sometimes we also think that we have to reach that success first before we gain happiness into our lives. That's not true always. That's not always true though. The road towards your success should also be a road of happiness. So the work that you're getting to there, you should be happy every step of the way. So meditation will also help you with all of that. We'll learn to maintain that happiness in our mind, even though there are obstacles that would probably come along the path through our success. But meditation will help us deal with all of that. One last thing is that when going towards our goals, again, sometimes there would be obstacles, sometimes a lot, sometimes less, but there would be some things that we have to overcome. We could overcome them with a happy mind or a mind filled with frustrations, or sometimes some people could even have anger in their mind, or these things. That's because the mind aren't with ourselves. It's with the outside, and it stirs our mind up. And with all of these, it's hard to find rest inside of our mind. If we meditate, if we do this, if we practice correctly and consistently, right? Repeat being relaxed, pretty much that. Repeat feeling good in your mind. Then that relaxation, that happiness in the mind will grow bigger and bigger, bigger. It becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. It becomes like a magnet. A giant magnet that draws your mind inwards. Instead of going outside, being with all the commotions or the work, it comes to this point of tranquility and just wants to stay there, feel peace, feel happiness. And now whatever obstacles come, whatever you may face, you'll be able to face it with a mind that is calm, peaceful, and relaxed. Right? This is the power of meditation and a mind that's trained. Now, if we do it more and more, even if we go out into space or underwater or anywhere you like, you'll be able to find happiness no matter where, no matter when, no matter what obstacles comes. Right? The mind will become strong, will become a true source of happiness that shares its brightness or its happiness, its positive energy with everyone around, your family, your friends, your loved ones. And eventually, if we all here, everyone here, are able to find peace, find true happiness inside, and make it strong, make it so that the mind stays there, you'll be a wonderful brightness to this whole world. Right? Making this world a world of true peace where everyone could find that peace inside of themselves and be happy, be fulfilled in their mind, truly. Okay, so very important, us all here coming together. Okay. So before we begin our meditation together, let's start off with a little bit of a mood adjustments, shall we? Let's begin by lighting up our candles and also brightening up our minds at the same time and getting ourselves ready for meditation. Again, keep your mind calm and relaxed and get it right in the right mood before we begin our relaxation session together.
I am the candlelight. I'm a kind of brilliant light. I am like a glorious light. My mind inside is candle bright. as the candlelight of my mind shines gloriously. Come, we all come, come to light the candle, bathe the sky in golden light. I am the candlelight. I'm a kind of brilliant light. I am like a glorious light. My mind inside is candle bright. Come, we all come to intensify our light. Come and gather and add to the candlelight and be the light of Dharmakai. Eliminate all of the darkness. Bathe the sky in golden light. Be the light of Dharmakai. Remove the darkness from my mind, bathing all lives into gold. I am the candlelight. I'm a kind of brilliant light. I am like a glorious light. My mind inside is candle bright.
All right. So now that we have lit all our candles, brightening up our room, our mind, let's take our time and begin our meditation together. Let's begin our meditation by softly and gently closing our eyes. Let's softly and gently close our eyes. Relax our eyelids. Relax our face. Our neck. Our shoulders. Relax our torso, our legs, all the way down to the tips of our toes. Take our time. Relax every part of our body. Rest our arms, our hands, our fingers, the way we feel good and comfortable doing. Relax, release, and let go of all worries. If you're starting to feel good right now at this moment, And that shows that you are practicing correctly. Be confident with that relaxation that you have. If you can tell yourself that you like this feeling, you like this relaxation, then just keep your mind with that feeling. Keep it relaxed. Keep it where it likes. And when we follow what our mind likes, it will take us to the point where we feel bright, clear light, and just submerged in the bliss of relaxation. And it won't just stay there. It will grow bigger and bigger and take us even deeper, closer to the source of happiness, to the origin of that purity, that peacefulness inside of our mind. And all that we need to do is just to keep our body relaxed. Keep our mind relaxed. Keep ourselves with this feeling. This feeling we may have come across many times during our days, during our life. But sometimes we never really pay good attention to it. It feels good, yes, but then our mind goes off to other things. Our responsibilities, our tasks, our work. It's not that there's anything wrong with that. We have to do it. We have to do our responsibilities so that we could go about our lives. But we also have to feel this peace, this relaxation. Our mind is one of the most precious things that we have. So it's wise to take great care of it. If we don't take care of our mind, we would start to feel sometimes undesirable feelings that comes into ourselves. And it hurts, doesn't feel good. It may be collided by matters on the outside. But these things are completely normal. It comes, it stays, and it goes. So there's no real need to worry about any of it. What really matters is whether or not we're able to keep our mind calm and comfortable. Because we all seek happiness. Everyone likes to be happy, to feel good, feel bright on the inside. So let's keep ourselves calm. Let's keep ourselves relaxed and comfortable. And let that feeling grow. Let's nourish our mind Take good care of our mind. Give peace to our mind. Give happiness to our mind. Give more time to this relaxation, this feeling that nourishes ourselves, our mind, our body. It also helps purify our minds, our thoughts, our speeches, our actions, everything. If our mind is clear and bright, it will show out to our complexions. We'll look clear and bright on the outside. We'll have smiles on our face without even trying at all. All happens if we're able to take good care of our mind, our very precious mind. It is one of our most valuable treasure. And what we take into it, we are able to choose. Choose this relaxation, choose to be happy, choose to find peace. And if the mind becomes peaceful, becomes nice and bright, it will even draw more positivities into our lives without us even trying at all. The more positive feeling we accumulate, the bigger, the stronger it becomes. And when it becomes strong enough, it will be able to fight away all negativities. No amount of negativities will be able to penetrate our mind. We'll be a person who has peace in their mind, has happiness in their mind all the time. And when we are able to do that, we'll also be able to help so many people in this world find peace, find happiness also. Instead of searching and searching always on the outside, they'll know that true happiness actually lies within, and it is so easy to find, only if they know how to. So like right now, let's just relax our body. Relax our mind. Let go of all worries, all responsibilities. Keep our mind at that place inside that vast space. At that place where you feel good, feel comfortable. Keep it there. And keep it still, calm, and peaceful. Gather as much positive energy as we can without forcing our mind. Let it be the way it likes. Be peaceful, be calm, and it will give you more and more of this relaxation, this peacefulness. And as time passes by, our mind will become cleaner, purer, more filled with positive energy. And soon it would overflow from inside of our mind outwards. And now, instead of trying to find things to make ourselves happy, we have the happiness inside of our mind that overflows outwards and would want to give peace, wants to give happiness instead. We are not able to give what we do not have. So if we want happiness to everyone in this world, we all should have peace, have love, have true happiness in our mind first. And what we're doing here today is very, very special. It's the only path to reaching that deep peace, that true happiness inside of our mind. And we're walking there all together, deeper and deeper, gathering more and more peace, more and more relaxation. Some people may even start to feel their body expanding, their mind becoming bright, light, everything becoming vast. Let these feelings be. Let it be, let it go. And keep ourselves further calm, further still, further relaxed. And these feelings will start to grow even more and more. And will be even closer to what is causing all these wonderful feelings to happen. The source of these feelings will start to become clearer and clearer in our mind. And still, all that we need to do is the same as we did right earlier. Just to be calm, be still, be relaxed. And have no worries about anything whatsoever. Take this precious time that we have together in our full moon meditation, a great occasion to gather as much peace, as much calmness, relaxation as we can, for our own happiness, for everyone around us as well. And at any moment, if you'd like to use an object of visualization to help calm the mind down and to free the mind from thoughts, then feel free to do so. Or if you'd like to use a mantra, a recitation of a word or a phrase to help with the calmness of the mind, feel free to do so as well. Or if you say you're already feeling good and don't need any visualization or mantra, then feel free to just relax, let go, and have no worries in your mind at all. Whichever technique we use in our meditation, make sure that we feel good, feel relaxed and comfortable. And keep that heart of meditation, that feeling, that relaxation beating, so that we could go deeper and gather even more positive energy inside of our mind together. If any of us at any moment needs to do any readjustments, feel free to do so also. Don't force yourself in meditation at all. You feel good if you feel calm. You're doing amazing. You're right on the path that will lead you deeper to even more happiness to be found. Keep it going. Keep our mind neutral. Take our time. Keep our body relaxed. Keep that smile on our face. And let the mind travel on its own. Let it be. Let it go. And let's gather peace, positive energy. Gather this true happiness together in silence for this time being. as we are relaxing, as we are feeling calm, feeling peaceful. As our mind is accumulating this relaxation, this purity, let's check to see if our body is still relaxed, if our mind is still feeling good. If you are confident, then keep going. You're doing great. You're doing amazing. If you need to do any readjustments, then please feel free to do so as well. And now that we've gathered a good amount of positive energy inside of our mind, let's take a moment to recall all of our positive deeds, positive actions from our practices of generosity, moral disciplines, and meditation. Let all of our positive energy from these deeds come together into a bright, clear crystal sphere. A clean, clear, and bright crystal sphere, sitting right where you feel most relaxed and comfortable. Right there. And just let it go. And let that positive energy from that crystal sphere, that brightness, that love, that compassion, expand outwards. Let it softly and gently expand outwards until reaching everyone in this meditation hall, in our home, and let it expand outwards even further until reaching everyone in our city. And let it calmly and gently expand outwards until reaching everyone in our country. And let it expand more and more until reaching everyone in this world. And outwards even further into space, into the universe. And outwards further and further, infinitely and borderlessly. Cleansing everything in its path, seeing everything clean, clear, and bright. Let's share our loving kindness, our love, our compassion, unlimitedly to all beings. Keep our mind calm and comfortable. Keep ourselves relaxed. And while everything is being clean, clear, and bright, with our accumulated positive energy, let's wish for all beings to always be happy, always be healthy, be fulfilled in all their wholesome wishes, free from all harms, dangers, sufferings, free from wars, free from diseases, free from hurt, hate, anger, free from all impurities. May everyone be loved, be respected, be protected, be surrounded always by positivities. May everyone be able to find peace, find love, be able to still their mind quickly and easily. And may everyone reach the utmost of happiness as soon as possible. Let's take a few moments to wish for ourselves all the good things we'd like for everyone in this whole world. Now that we've shared our loving kindness together with all beings already, let's softly and gently bring our mind, our attention, our awareness back to ourselves. Let's relax and rest our mind where it feels good and comfortable. Let it rest right there and let it be. And also with all our accumulated positive energy from sharing love, sharing compassion and kindness as well. Let them all come together. And at that point of tranquility, let's wish for ourselves to always be happy, always be healthy, be wealthy, be successful, be fulfilled in all our wholesome wishes, be free from harms, from dangers, from all negativities. Be free from anyone who would try to harm us. May we always be surrounded by positivities, by people who would support us on the path of happiness, onto the path of righteousness. May we be loved, be respected, be protected from all harms and dangers. May we all be able to still our mind quickly and easily, find true peace, true happiness easily at all times. May we all reach the utmost of happiness as soon as possible. And let's take a few moments to wish for ourselves for what we need. Now that we are coming towards the end of our meditation together, let's make sure that our mind is still calm and comfortable, and still being with that relaxation, that comfort, and that coziness inside. And to remember that this feeling, this relaxation is really important. And it is also very important to take good care of our mind, to bring positivities into our very precious treasure, our very precious mind. Take great care of it, and it will bring all the happiness into our lives. Keep ourselves calm, keep ourselves relaxed. And when we end our meditation, let's reconnect back to this feeling as often as possible throughout the days. And while being calm, being relaxed, let's end our meditation together by softly and gently opening our eyes. Sapphe Buddha Palapata Pajekananjayang Palang Arahantananjate Shena Rakhang Pandhami Sapaso Sapaputtha Nupavena Sapathamma Nupavena Sapasangha Nupavena Sathasoti Bhavantu Te. And rejoice in everybody's merits. Welcome back to our session. Hopefully it was a good and relaxing session. It would be very nice to get to meet all of us in person so that we could actually meditate together instead of through Zoom or through the internet. It would be a whole different feeling for sure. But hopefully for now, everyone is able to find that peace, that relaxation inside of their minds. Right? And keep that peace, keep that relaxation going. It would go a long way, and you'll be surprised of what you'll find inside if you do so. And let me transition back to our wonderful moderator, Kunbi.
Thank you, Venerable Monk Jackie. I always have such a pleasant meditation. I don't know if it's the full moon or just knowing that I'm meditating with people from all around the world, and there's so many of us, but I always have such a powerful experience meditating during the full moon meditation. So I do have a couple of announcements before I'm transitioning to Q&A, and please do say for Q&A because we do learn so much from each other, and be ready for questions if you have any with regards to your meditation experience, challenges that you might have, and you want some recommendation. We'll get to that shortly. With regards to announcements, one of the things is, I don't know if you've noticed, but we've kind of transition or modified our schedule a little bit. We have our candlelight in the beginning before meditating, and that came from the feedback. So of course, if you can, when you get a chance, we're going to put a link for anybody who is able to. Please do give us feedback so that we can continue to improve. If you're at a local center, if you can help complete that after the meditation session or after we wrap up, that would be excellent so we can continue to get better at what we're doing. A couple of other things is, first of all, we've been doing this for over 2 years, and it's amazing to see how it's grown. When I first started joining the full moon meditation, it was about 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, but definitely 2 years ago from my memory. We had about 100 people, and now we've increased. We've tripled. Sometimes we even go over 500. So we're definitely growing with regards to people learning more about these online sessions and inviting their friends and family to join. And it doesn't even matter where you are now. We can all meditate together, which is amazing. Which leads me to the fact that our next full moon meditation is going to be next month, April 5th on Wednesday. So please do mark that down on your calendar so that you can join us. And then, which leads me into downloading our app, MindGem. If you haven't already, please do download our app. We've got over 100 audio tracks with some of our amazing teachers. We have over 10 teachers on the app so that you can meditate anytime you want at the convenience of your home, in addition to getting notifications with regards to our events. And you're able to be reminded about those as well. So share it with your friends, meditate with us, and then join us monthly for when we all come together. Other things is too, in addition to that, we've been meeting at all the centers now. All of our US centers are open. We do have in-person activities. So you can either check out our locations on MindGem or also our Tamagaya Central website as well. And then you can look at your respective local meditation center. It links straight to their website, and then you can learn about their ongoing events in person. All right, so that wraps up our announcements. So at this time, we are going to open it to the floor for Q&A. So hopefully we've got some great questions. And I see Quincy Casey. I wonder if that's a Quincy that was from Canada. We used to have a Quincy that would meditate at GMC that was from Canada. So at this time, opening it up to the floor. If you're at a meditation center, please feel free to just ask the moderator any questions that you might have, and they'll type it up for us so we can ask Monk Jackie. So Monk Jackie, we are ready for you.
Right here.
Thank you. You didn't go anywhere. So, Monk Jackie, good, that's Quincy. So Venerable, we used to have Quincy who is from Canada. So I wasn't sure if it was the same Quincy. I thought it was, and yes, it is. So welcome. It's good to see you and that you're joining us. So yes, at this time, we'd love to open it to the floor for any questions. And I actually have a couple questions that have been asked, Venerable, that I kind of have just in case, waiting for other questions to trickle in. But I do think it's something that's quite interesting that others will benefit from as well. And I ask you because, I feel like when I answer it, I don't always know if it's like I would rather go to a teacher to get the actual answers that I'm not really sure if I'm answering it correctly. One of the questions that we had recently at the Georgia Meditation Center that I thought was really good, so I'm just trying to pick your brain and maybe it'll open up more questions for other people, is so this is a 2-question part, Venerable, and it came from one of our members at the center. And the question is, what is a intoxicant?
What is an intoxicant?
Yeah.
From the 5 precepts, right?
Yeah. In that, we get the basic gist that an intoxicant is like, drugs or alcohol, but like, what about like, coffee or love? And that's when it got a little too above me to answer. So I kind of was like, let me refer to the teaching, Venerable, on that.
Let's go for the basics first, right? Usually these things, the 5 precepts first that we have to take into understanding is that it helps with our mind, okay? The main reason for this is to have a clearer mind, or just to keep our mind bright and clear for good meditation, to help us in our meditation from not killing, right? Not stealing, not lying, no sexual misconducts, and no intoxicants. If we're able to keep our disciplines, these moral disciplines, good, then our mind would feel proud of ourselves. I mean, we would feel proud of ourselves. Our mind won't be clouded in that sense. And then when we meditate with a clear mind, and it goes to the point of stillness easier. It finds peace easier and goes deeper easier. Intoxicants are one of them, one of the 5 precepts. So it could be drugs, alcohol, things that causes our mind to cloud up a little bit, basically that, right? Coffee is more of something that helps relax the mind, right? For some people, doesn't really alter the awareness of that person as much as other things, as much as alcohol or other drugs, pretty much that. If a person has alcohol, for example, a good person, a decent person, a person who makes good decision, could be altered into a whole different person, to a person who's able to do something quite crazy and out of the ordinary, right? If you understand those parts, right? It does happen, and that's from these intoxicants. So basically, you could put intoxicants into that category. Something that you do that alters your awareness, that drops your awareness down, and it clouds the mind. It makes you feel not as bright, not as clean, not as proud of yourselves as you are able to be. So those are pretty much intoxicants.
So another question that was posed then, Venerable, would love be considered an intoxicant, or can it be?
Love is not really an intoxicant, just to put it out there. It's not a substance that you take into yourself. It's not physical. And that it doesn't really alter the way your body works, your brain works, or the mind works. But if we cling on to love, some say that love is a place for happiness, right? But some say the otherwise also. Because if we love someone, we get attached to them. And when the attachment happens, when we have the person we love with us, we feel good, but we won't be able to be together with each other, anyone, right? Always, because there are days that for sure either us or them will depart from each other. And when that departure happens, now sorrows will come into your mind. The more attached you are with that love, the more sadness you will have into your mind. So in that case, love is not an intoxicant, but it does at a point could bring sorrows into one's mind. And if you're attached to that person and the sorrow gets higher and higher, it would be harder to find peace and happiness in the mind, and harder to still the mind as well, right? Love is not a bad thing. Love is not a bad thing, but we have to love with understanding, love with compassion, right? And then in that case, you would want to do good things to the other person, make them happy, but without that real attachments that would cause you sufferings in the end, right? Hopefully that answers it.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot better than how I was able to answer it. So thank you, Venerable. Another question that was posed from one of the members as well, Venerable, is a question about absorption. So maybe what is absorption, but also the question is, with regards to absorption, this particular we had a couple of members asking this. It was a little tough, so definitely want to pick your brain on this, which is, if for thousands of years, you have like shamans or spiritual, like, I guess, village leaders using like different herbs or whatever to concoct for like helping them get comfortable and relax. And, they use it to connect to different realms. So the question is, from this particular member, is when it comes to using drugs, this person did feel like they were able to get some sort of absorption. I have no experience. I've never touched anything in my life, so I have no idea how to, even try to explain that. That might not be like the way. So just wanted to find your opinion, Venerable, because, this is something very new to me, but I have heard of it before. So wanted to find out your take on it and if you can answer that for us.
Okay, I want to relate this to something that our master has taught before, to the extent that I could mostly relate it to. All right. So for other matters, for other than meditation, other than Buddhist meditation, there are many other types of sects that would let the person connect to the other realm, or different practices that lets you communicate with other realms, right? That's what we've heard from my master's teaching. That's quite true, actually. But in Buddhism, it's a little bit different. In the practice of meditation, what we're doing, the middle way, it goes further than that, because it goes to, the aim is to eliminate all suffering, right? For the other practices, maybe sometimes I don't really want to compare all of them, right? Because they all are different, have different purposes. But to communicate with the other realms, maybe sometimes they need a medium to do so, to connect. But these also is a practice that one can do. There is a study about this. I've never really studied it, but from what my master's taught, it's there's a teacher for those knowledge, and they would guide you to their ways of how to do those things, and they are able to do what they do for real. Okay. I never really studied it because I'm more focused on going in the middle way and to this path. But for some intoxicants, that would help them to extend to the other realm. I've never really heard of this part, but for some people, it would almost be like a different feeling, different reality to them. That's what I've heard for intoxicants, helping them do. Maybe to escape this, that's not a right word, but just to switch perspective of reality, to feel a different feeling from what they're feeling in this present world, right? Just to feel that outer space feeling or something. That, I think, intoxicants would help them do. But to connect spiritually to another world, or to communicate with other beings, it's getting deep. Sorry, it's getting deep. It is there. It is out there. Sometimes they use mediums. You see crystal balls sometimes, but in Thailand there are also a lot of other mediums, dolls, even if you've heard that. There's a teacher for those kind of stuff, but I'm not sure what the purpose of those studies exactly are. But in meditation, we mainly focus on stilling our mind, reaching the end of all suffering, meaning to find peace, find true happiness. Along the way, we'll be able to study these things, what our masters taught about the other teachings also. We'll be able to study about the truth of life, about the other realms, right? The knowledge are all within all of us here, right here, sitting in front of me. Everyone, all your knowledge is at the center of your body already. It's just that there is something that's blocking you. When you close your eyes, we can't really see anything. It's called the hindrances. And if we're able to still our mind and get rid of that hindrance, like the moon in the sky when the cloud goes away. Your mind will become bright and you'll be able to start studying about this whole world, a whole different aspects of what we see with our eyes. That's inside you already for you to, if you're able to find a tool to study, like when you write a book, you need a pencil. If you want to study the knowledge about this world, about the truth of life, what's inside your mind, you need a tool also. In order to get to that tool, the mind has to become completely still. And then there is a teacher. There's a teacher also that will guide you further into the studies of that. But the end goal is to eliminate all the sufferings of the mind. The study or what comes with it is almost like a gift or a journey's accumulation of knowledge, something like that. And then we reach the utmost of happiness together this way. Okay. Hopefully that answers it. If you have any more questions related to that, you could feel free to do so as well.
Thank you, Venerable. So now we've got some more basic questions. I know that was a little bit not typical, but it was something that we had debates on. So definitely, as questions were trickling in, wanted to pick your brain on that. So this question is from Raji, and his question is, how do you prepare with techniques, be it breathing, thoughts, or imagery, to be very peaceful without getting agitated right in the middle of a stressful dialogue? Even if you want to take the scenario lightly, the scene can get stressful.
What do you mean, breathing?
The question is, I guess, just how do you prepare with different techniques? Like when you're having dialogue in the middle of your meditation, and then all of a sudden, like your meditation is distracted, and then you get agitated from that. So maybe, if I had to guess, more like resetting. But
yes, exactly. I
okay.
said I was. Yeah, one thing that would surely help. Pretty much everything would combine into this one thing that would help is resetting. What Kunbi has just said. Resetting in meditation is not starting right from the beginning. Okay, it's not starting right. If you've traveled this far and you reset, you're not going back to the beginning. But you're actually readjusting around this area. And then when you're right back on track, you continue your journey from here further. That's resetting. It's like you're going somewhere on a bicycle or a car. If you reach a certain distance and you feel the tire is not right, or something with the engine is a little bit weird, you stop the car and you readjust the engine or change the tire, put some water into that place inside the engine. Sorry for that. But then your car would be ready to continue its journey. Again, then you get back into the car and you continue your journey until you reach your destination. That's resetting. That's resetting. Okay. And when you have a lot of dialogues inside your mind. Thank you. Great analogy, someone says. I have to learn more about the engines of the car. It's hard to do so as a monk, but maybe for next time. Anyways, for the dialogues, if you have a lot of wandering thoughts inside your mind and it starts to distract you, resetting could be as simple as opening your eyes, and then that clears it straight away. Okay. And then take some time to calm down. Take some time to calm down. Rest, relax. And then when you are ready, when you feel good, feel relaxed again, close your eyes, relax your body, let go of everything. Reconnect back to that sensation that you feel good doing. And that will take you deeper into your meditation. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Venerable. So the next question is, how can you meditate while driving?
Don't close your eyes, first of all. You can meditate all the time. It's like breathing. You breathe all the time, right? So when you're driving, you could visualize the sun or the moon at the center of your body. Or maybe you're driving in the center of your body. You could even think of it like that. Or just drive relaxingly. Drive calmly and relaxingly, right? But not to be too slow until it maybe irritates other people. We all know what to do in our drivings already. Drive with that relaxation, the same relaxation you have in your meditation. Yes. Is that enough? Is that enough answer for that? You could use a mantra as well. Anything that helps calm the mind and free the mind from thoughts, right? Just drive and then just feel good relaxing. And that would help your mind become calm and just it's the same as meditating as well. Yes.
So Lumpy, like for me, I always think of it, and I forget to do it sometimes myself because it's easy to get distracted. But if as in terms of practicing it, like it's just being aware. As soon as you're aware of just, bringing your mind to the center or wherever you want to focus your mind, then you're already meditating whatever you're doing, be it eating, walking, even talking. You can even do it, but you've got to be a little bit more, I think, more mindful if you're talking. I think it's easier to when you're doing more monotonous things like washing dishes. But that's how I've always thought of it. That's what I've done for myself when I'm able to do it.
That's also what our master taught as well, saying that meditation is not just sitting and closing your eyes and trying to focus and just what we just did, right? It's not just doing that, but when you're outside, if you're visualizing something that calms your mind, the sun, the moon, a Buddha image, even a crystal sphere, anywhere you like, in front of you, at the center of your body, doesn't matter how big, if it's covering this whole world and you're at the center of that image, if you're relaxed and you feel good doing it, that's the same as meditation. For example, when I'm speaking right here, I'm also doing so, what I've just mentioned, and that's the same as meditation. Okay, you can meditate. Our masters meditates only twice a day, he says. Someone asked him how often do you meditate? He says only twice a day, when I close my eyes and when I open my eyes. Right, so that's basically 24 hours already. So you're able to do so while driving, but drive safe, right? Drive safe.
Okay, Venerable. And then another question is, how can you forgive someone who has hurt you deeply?
It's hard to do so, but you could practice. Practice, practice, practice. Forgive them. Find peace inside your mind first. Let's put it this way. Meditate. Find that happiness inside of your mind. The more happiness you have in your mind, the easier it is to forgive someone. That's the first thing. And one of the things that also helped is one of our master's teachings, one of his homeworks actually. For when we wake up every morning, we reconnect with our meditation and tell ourselves that we are lucky to have survived one more day, right? At least to do more good things for ourselves. And wish for all beings to find happiness, find their happiness. So when we wish for our other people to be happy, forgiveness does come a lot easier as well. Okay. One more thing that could help is that we don't like to have that frustration in our mind, right? It feels a little bit heavy in the mind when we are angry, when we have a grudge against someone. Also, that grudge, it won't last. At a point in time, we would eventually give up on that grudge because it's not comfortable to the mind. So instead of waiting for that point in time where the grudge goes away, when the anger or when the frustration goes away, why not just release it right now? We could feel it. It's normal. If you feel good, if you feel bad, you feel a little frustrated, anger sometimes in the mind. don't tell yourself to not feel it, right? Don't try to suppress it or anything. It's normal to have these feelings, but allow yourself to do so a little bit maybe, but then let it go. Let it go. Know that it won't last and it won't bring you joy to your mind, won't bring comfort to your mind. It's better to be at ease, to be at peace, and just let it go. Forgive. Let the person be happy the way they like. And then you'll be a bigger minded person as well, right? Giving someone what they need and just putting yourself, being selfless in a sense. And that would help free yourself from the frustration also.
Yeah, Venerable, that's I think that's also very good advice. And, I've had my fair share of forgiveness too. I think everyone has, we all essentially go through the same things in terms of challenges. It might be different, but all in all, there are things that we all go through that create some sort of suffering or happiness. It's all really the same, and it's all essentially relative. So I think everyone has gone through having to forgive somebody that's hurt them. But for me, I've had to do that as well. And I used to wonder, and I actually asked, that's the same question I asked many years ago, because I asked my teachers too, like, I want to forgive so much, but like, it's just so painful that I can't yet. Like, I can't force myself to. You almost have to go through it. But one thing that helps too, and I think this is one thing that meditation really just helps you see, is just perspective. And that's what's great is, as a meditator, when you start meditating, somehow just by sitting with yourself, you just end up having more wisdom, and you just become more open in terms of possibilities. And then you just shift your thinking so that you can forgive that person. And it's so easy. All you have to do is be like, if this person is no longer here and something happens to them tomorrow, I mean, I would feel so guilty that I had this grudge, because guess what? You would forgive them. They're no longer here. In fact, you'd probably feel bad that like you had this anger. You might even want to like wish that you had talked to them. So I think it's all a matter of just perspective, and then talking to yourself differently to help change your thinking. And that really does come from meditation, really does help with that, if you're consistent with your practice. That's just my experience, though.
If we overthink, if our mind is focused on frustrations or anger, it will bring that feeling, that heaviness to the mind also. But if the mind is focused on good thoughts, happiness, relaxation, it will bring peace and positive energy to the mind also. So you choose what you want to bring to your mind. And when our mind is at a point where it thinks a lot about a certain subject, that it gets occupied, it would be harder to find the answer to what we need, or to find a way to create peace in certain situations such as this. Like what you said, if you meditate, if you find peace inside the mind would be able to think clearer and then find solutions to what we actually need to overcome. The solutions doesn't really come from thought, it just comes up when the mind is clear and bright also. So yes, meditation is the very important thing to do for every situation. Also, if you want to find peace, if you want to find happiness in our mind. Okay. Yes.
Thank you,
Very
Venerable.
true.
Oh, so we have one last question before ending our session, which is, it looks kind of long, so hopefully it will make sense. But could you please talk about sexual misconduct precepts, how to create awareness within us and around us, or help people who might be suffering or suffered? Okay, that wasn't hard.
Sexual misconduct. It's because we would end up hurting the person's family, right? If someone does sexual misconduct, we're not just hurting ourselves. Okay, we're not just hurting ourselves. But since the other person would also have family, have another person in their life already, or even children in their lives. And person causing sexual misconduct would be almost like breaking that that bond between the family that the other person has already. And that hurts even more people in the action, right? If the person still doesn't have the family yet, but has a partner already, it will also be breaking the feeling, the bond between them. Okay, so that's what sexual misconduct does. And in Buddhism, the karma, it's the law of actions, right? Karma means action. It doesn't mean good or bad. We have positive and negative karma. We have karma, action. And what we do, good or bad, it does come back to us. Okay, it's like planting a tree. If you plant apple, you get apples. If you plant an orange tree, you get oranges also in the end. So if you do good things, you get good things. If you do something to hurt someone or to hurt yourself in the process, then that would in turn retaliate and hurt yourselves as well. There are details to these consequences, but it goes deeper and deeper, and we can learn more about it through deeper meditation also. And there's a reason why this becomes a precept. But just for us to understand it to the level that we could actually see the consequences of it, these are some examples that we could actually probably relate upon.
Yeah, Venerable. So it is 10:32, but I just wanted to kind of chime in my 2 cents and maybe get some input from you with regards to just any sort of misconduct or any sort of whenever you break the five precepts, for example, or you do something bad. I think naturally, I feel like people, deep down inside, if you're doing something that is not right, and even if you ignore it, eventually I think it piles up, and then that's where like your mind becomes gloomy, or you get like a negative person because you've got all this stuff that you've been doing, you haven't been taking care of your mind. So it all does really, like, it's for your benefit essentially to be good overall, because it does end up affecting you directly, even though you don't see it right away, you can feel it. Right, Venerable? Like, is that kind of the right thought process, I guess?
Yes, exactly. Because these things does directly first. It's just exactly what you say. The first time that we do something that's maybe against the precept, for example, these things that's mentioned, it's gonna feel a little bit wrong inside of the mind first. That's gloominess in the mind that you've mentioned. And then maybe if someone does it over and over again, it feels more natural. And that's where it gets a little bit dangerous, right? Since it would pile up more and more. And it's gonna get a little bit far, but at the end of one's life, if these pictures of things that makes you feel wrong, feels gloomy, feels the mind gets clouded at the very end of one's life, then it's likely that that person's mind is going to go into a place that's suited for that state of mind, which is not really a good and nice place to be. This is again the consequences of what is known as karma, right? But hopefully it's not too related to Buddhism, but just to show how it is related also in a sense. Yes.
Well, Venerable, I actually think it's quite logical. It doesn't even matter like what faith someone is. If you think about it, like logically, if you're doing good things all the time, then your mind is going to be accustomed to good things. So you're going to always be thinking happy thoughts and positive. So when something happens, you're going to go to a good place. Versus if you're doing negative things, then I mean, that's just like, to me, common sense. And that's why I think one of the things that we emphasize all the time is to collect brightness in your mind by meditating, by treating people well, because we're trying to help people like collect good things in their life, because it's not always easy. You have to sometimes like have an opportunity to do it and be mindful of trying to create those good imprints for yourself. That's just my 2 cents, Venerable. Is that to me, it's just
really
common sense. So
okay. If it's that, then I'm glad. I'm glad that it's not too much towards Buddhism and trying to keep everything as neutral as possible for everyone to be on the same pretty much standard of a right or wrong, or
right.
what's to do and what's to not, right? We all understand these things as it being a little bit wrong, and we can feel it in our mind when we do it. So that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Venerable. And thank you for allowing me to chime in my own 2 cents with my own experiences. So we are past our 10:30 mark. So at this time, everyone who's still online, let us accept our blessing from our teaching monk, and then we'll sign off.
All right. So think of all our positive things, right? Our good feelings, and keep our mind with that feeling. Keep yourselves happy. That's very important, right? You could choose to be happy, and I'd encourage you all to find peace and happiness as much as you can throughout your days, throughout your life. And with the practice of meditation, you'll be able to do so more proficiently and find happiness more easily as well, right? So with all of our accumulated positive energy, our positive actions, and everything in our mind that feels good, feels right, let them all come together. And may all these positive energy bestow to us. May it grant us the best of health, wealth, success. May you all be wealthy, be healthy, be fulfilled in all your wholesome wishes, be free from harm, sufferings, diseases, be able to find peace, to still your mind quickly and easily at all times, be able to reach the utmost of happiness, the end of suffering as soon as possible.
Let's come together to open the new whatever, to eliminate all conflicts and differences. It's time for everyone to join hand in hand. At last, now the world's beyond healing. It's time to change the world. As the one who knew in the past, in this period of our time, we will see. Before we depart this world, everyone must join hand in hand to change the world from darkness to brightness. right hand in hand. Gently close your eyes, relax, relax. Still your mind at the center of the body and move within. At the same position of the one who moved from the past. Change the world from the era of darkness to the era of light. From the old era to this new era, the world will be like heaven on earth. No classes in society. Everyone will be evenly happy. We speak the same heavenly language. We come as one with smiles.